Welcome to the 8th annual Genesis City Blues Night fundraiser, featuring music from the Sugar Thieves, the Genesis Blues Night Dancers, the Valley Guardians, and music promoter Danny Zelisko, with a special appearance from Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. Now here's the host of our show, Tom Leander.
Welcome to Genesis City Blues Night. I'm Tom Leander, a broadcaster for the Phoenix Suns. I first learned about Genesis City a few months ago when I helped out with their virtual graduation. Not only did I learn about Genesis City, but also the students, the inspiring stories, how they had to work so hard and overcome so many obstacles, and becoming first-timers, first in their family to graduate from high school. Then on top of that, their inspiring goals, moving past college, wanting to become a doctor, a nurse, a law enforcement officer, maybe even joining the military. It really was a wonderful experience to get to know Genesis City. So that's why I'm here, and I'm happy you're here too for our virtual event. Here is the lineup for the next hour or so. We have some fantastic music from the Sugar Thieves, a local blues band here in Arizona. Also, we'll hear some heartfelt words from a student, a parent, and alumni. And of course, donations. That is what Genesis City really needs. COVID has hit everybody very hard, and right now, more than ever, Genesis City needs all of our support. So let's have some fun, let's learn more about Genesis City, and let's raise a ton of money.
I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego, and I'm honored to support this virtual event. As a city councilwoman, I got to work with Genesis City and the amazing, inspiring young people we are here to celebrate and support. I want to thank you for continuing this event. The work is more important than ever during COVID-19 as we make sure our young people have opportunities and our city is in a good position to recover from the challenges of 2020. Want to celebrate all of the accomplishments of this year, the innovation, and congratulate you on the best ever virtual event.
When my son started going to Genesis City, one thing that I noticed about his personality was that he was happier. From the time I picked him up and we got home, he told me about his day and it was all positive.
It makes me very happy to have this opportunity. It is a complete change of environment. No hostility, there's no rudeness in people. And it's just a good experience to go to Genesis City.
Now I'd like to introduce Karen Callahan, the Executive Director of Genesis City.
Welcome to our 8th annual Genesis City Blues Night. Although we're not physically together, I can still feel your spirit. We're here tonight to honor the accomplishments of the amazing teens we serve at Genesis City. And we're happy that you can all safely celebrate with us in this new exciting virtual mode. This January, we're very proud of the fact that we'll be celebrating our 30th year of reclaiming the promise of Maricopa County's most disadvantaged youth. Our unique array of services break the cycle of poverty in just one generation. The majority of students we serve are the very first in their families to earn high school diplomas and successfully bridge into post-secondary education and lucrative jobs. We have many stories of success, and tonight we'll be sharing some of them with you. As you listen to their stories, it's difficult to imagine that these young professionals who are flourishing in careers all over the state and the nation at one point in time were teens who had given up hope of ever realizing their dreams and aspirations. This year, with the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, the families we serve are faced with even more daunting challenges than usual. They include food and shelter shortages, employment uncertainty, and mental and physical health challenges. Our kids are being torn in many directions to help their families. They're working full-time in high COVID risk public sector jobs while maintaining their studies and babysitting their younger siblings. Those who are already suffering with the effects of depression and anxiety are having difficulty maintaining their motivation and positive attitude. But with the help of supporters like you, Genesis City will continue to provide hope, guidance, and a new beginning for teens who are struggling to blaze a path to success. Your donations will assist our families with food, clothing, school supplies, and laptop computers. It will also provide mentoring, job readiness training, and job placement, and allow them to stay on the path to success. We project that after the pandemic subsides, there will be many more teens facing economic challenges. They'll be feeling alone and in despair, and they'll need our services more than ever. Your donation will ensure that we're ready to serve this new group of hopeful teens searching for a path to a promising future. Our generous supporters, dedicated staff, and committed board continue to be inspired by the bold spirit, resilience, courage, and strength of our Genesis City kids. Together, we make a formidable team, and I'm absolutely certain we'll persevere and come out of this pandemic even stronger. Now let's all get into the bluesy mood and start the party.
Thank you, Genesis, for having us. We appreciate you guys.
Well, you know, some folks, they say man is made out of mud, but a poor man's made from muscle and blood. Muscle and blood, skin and bone, mind that's weak, and a back that's strong. You know, 16 turns, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me? No, I can't go. And I hold my soul to the coming storm.
I woke in the morning, man, with that sun didn't shine. I grabbed my fiddle and I walked down to the mine. Loaded 16 tons of that number 9 coal. My strong bones had a red in my soul.
You know, 16 turns, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me? You know I can't go. And I hold my soul to the coming storm. Well, you know I was born in the morning, boy, when it was drizzling rain. Finding trouble is my middle name. I was raised in a canebrake by a big mountain lion. Ain't no hot on one gonna let me walk the line. You know, 16 turns, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me? No, I can't go. And I hold my soul to the coming story.
Well, when you see me coming, you better step aside. When another man did a baby and another man died. Gotta face the rod, I gotta face the steel. It'll live on kitchen, then the right one will.
You know, 16 turns, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me? No, I can't go. And I hold my soul to the coming
Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Suns Charities, we've had a long-standing friendship with Genesis City, and we're so proud to support their efforts to bring hope and new beginnings to disadvantaged teens. We hope that you decide to join their mission to better Arizona. Thank you, Genesis City, for allowing us to be a small part of your mission. We sincerely appreciate your great work. Keep it up.
I came to Genesis City because I was a problem child in the system, so to speak, so I did not last very long in most high schools. So I went through 4 high schools in rapid succession. Not proud of it, but I had a counselor at one point let me know that there is one last shot for me while I was in the last shot charter school for all the troubled kids. And they gave me Genesis' name, and I took it upon myself to locate, investigate, and get more information.
One thing I like about Genesis City, the class sizes are smaller. The teachers are able to give the kids more one-on-one with their education and give the kids the time that they need, in order to accomplish getting one step closer to their graduations.
I would say to young teens who are thinking about going back to school or what school to attend, that Genesis is a great choice, because I think a lot of people really miss that there are circumstances in this world where people may have a lot of potential, but they don't necessarily know how to unlock it. And that's what Genesis does. It helps you achieve things that you may not be able to do otherwise, and that first step is your high school diploma.
Look how she doing that thing. Boom, bam, feeling the drum. Boom, bam, wasting the tongue. Boom, bam, shake it like that. Chicky boom, bam, bam, bam. Chicky boom, bam, bam, bam. Chicky boom. Move your back and go, mama, rock-a-taka, boom, boom, boom. Move your back and go, mama, rock-a-taka, boom, boom, boom. Rock-a-taka, boom, boom. Hey, look how she walk the room. Hey. Sipping like room, hey, everybody looking like Zoom. When she drop, bang, your teeth cocky like a spoon. Bang, look how she doing that thing. Boom, bam, feeling the drum. Boom, bam, basing the tongue. Boom, bam, shaking like that. Chicky boom, look how she doing that thing. Boom, bam, feeling the drum. Boom, bam, basing the tongue. Boom, bam, shaking like that. Chicky boom, bam. Move it, I chicky boom boom bam, mama stop. Let me catch up. Tick and a top and a boom and a bam, baby drop down. Very good stuff. Boom 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 boom, I give it boom bam bam. Break it down, make them understand. You got my attention, I give it boom bam bam. One dance, now look, I'm a fan. Look how she doing that thing. Boom bam, feeling the drum. Boom bam, basing the tongue. Boom bam, shake it like that. Chicky boom, look how she doing that thing. Boom bam, feeling the drum. Boom bam, basing the tongue. Boom bam, shake it like that. Chicky boom, bam bam. Chicky boom, bam bam.
Well, the collaboration between Genesis City and the School of Hip Hop are extremely important for the youth because we are facilitating the future through education and trauma-based healing through the arts. And then they're able to have an understanding of self, which gives them self-esteem. They're able to go back into their academics and feel that they can accomplish the goals set at hand. That's the goal that both Genesis City and the School of Hip Hop seek through the arts and academics for our children. That's why the monies that come in to us are so important, because we're building a foundation for these young people that they may not have had. And that's the gift in the gift.
The difference between Genesis and a traditional high school was at Genesis, I noticed right away, it was like a small community, and the teachers, they really knew their students, so it was hard to get lost in the crowd. So if you missed a day, they knew you missed a day. And so they also had that relationship with your family and your friends. So it was a small community, and they really showed that they were really involved.
And now more from the Sugar Thieves.
Somebody told me once, you better stop doing what you're doing ain't right. Somebody told me once, don't get caught by yourself in the middle of the night. The world keeps spinning round and round and round. I said the world keeps spinning round and round and round. They told me once, better stand tall or you're gonna fall down. They told me once, don't get caught by yourself on the wrong end of town. The world keeps spinning round and round and round. I said the world keeps spinning round and round and round. It keeps spinning around. Oh yeah. Said my Lord, don't you know that it's gonna keep spinning? Oh. Around and around and around. All right. They told me once, if you look for heaven, you better look for hell. They told me once, if you're good, be bad, 'cause they're gonna cast that spell. The world keeps spinning round and round and round. I said the world keeps spinning round and round and round. It keeps spinning around. Oh yeah. Say my love, but don't you know it's gonna keep spinning? Oh yeah. Well, around and around and around. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, around and around and around. Ooh, and around, yeah.
Hi, this is Tim Woods, Big Chief of the Thunderbirds, and I wanted to give a big shout out this morning to Genesis City. The work that you're doing in our community is super impressive. The way that you're supporting our high school age kids and young adults, getting them prepared for the job world is incredible. the Thunderbirds, on behalf of the Thunderbirds charities, we couldn't be more proud to support you in the work that you're doing for our community. So keep it up, and look forward to seeing what the future holds. Thanks.
My name is Rena, and I'm with Suntec Concrete, and I just want to thank Genesis City for all that they do for the community. I love how they take in the underprivileged students and give them an opportunity to be successful in the world, and we really love everything that they do. So thank you so much to Genesis, and we hope that you guys support them.
I was born in Mexico and I grew up in the U.S. I attended a very large high school here in Phoenix, and when I was going there, I really felt lost in the crowd of all the students, and I felt that my needs weren't being met, and I was aware enough to recognize that. So I actually ended up dropping out, and I somehow, I don't even know how I found Genesis. I think I saw a brochure when I was withdrawing from the district, and they had them on the counter. And so I picked it up and I asked my mom to enroll me, and she did. And after that, Genesis has just been an integral part of both my high school career, my college career, even my law school career, as well as my actual employment now. I actually graduated from Genesis 20 years ago.
And now more from the Sugar Thieves.
Well, these women these days, Lord, they ain't no good.
So Genesis City is going into its 30th year. That's 3 generations of families that are breaking the cycle of unfinished education and opportunity and starting a whole new cycle, a life with no limits. We hope our program has inspired you to help Genesis City because the need has never been so urgent.
My daughter also went to that school. Traditional high school wasn't working for her, so now, I got her into Genesis. She went and attended, graduated, and now she's at Glendale Community College, and she's working to be a child therapist. So it not only it had that generational effect, not just the effect with me. It went down to the next generation. If you're thinking about donating or investing, it's worth it. I mean, everyone talks about investing money and multiplying their money, and so this is one of those investments where, you're not investing in one kid, but many kids. It's not just us, but it's falling down to the generations, just like my daughter, my niece, and my nephew. So I would definitely make that investment because it's not one kid. It's more like a generational investment. You invest, and it's going to have that generational effect.
I spent 18 years at a refugees camp. I came to the U.S. in 2016, and I was able to go to school, and my first school year was Genesis. From Genesis, after completing my high school diploma, I'm now working as a phlebotomist at Valleywise Hospital, and I'm planning to go to medical school. And I don't think if I didn't go to Genesis, if I could be someone who has something like any position today. So Genesis has meant so much to me. So if I did it, anyone can do it too, because there is a lot of support at Genesis.
Great to be here, and thanks so much. We're looking forward to this great conversation with my good friend, Danny Zelisko, president of Danny Zelisko Presents, and author of All Excess. So it's great to have you here. If you're going to enjoy this conversation, which I think you will, please support Genesis City Blues Night. Text the message 41444, type in Blues Night, and we would love to have you be a part of this great conversation and get one of these great books, All Excess. Danny, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for joining me. You are a music legend and impresario, not just here in the Valley, but all over the nation, particularly in the Southwest. We've had a lot of great moments together, between being backstage with the Rolling Stones, a show you were producing, being backstage with The Who, doing magic tricks with Robert Plant and Led Zeppelin, working with Stevie Wonder when he was here for promoting the Dr. Martin Luther King holiday. So tell me, it's just great, and it's great to have you.
You read the book.
I read the book, that's right. And I was there at those events.
You lived the book.
I lived the book, exactly. Tell us how this book came about, and tell us a little bit, since this is a music event and also for students and the benefit students, how did you kind of come about to your career, and what was it like for you growing up in terms of education and inspiring the kids?
Well, in terms of education, I did high school. We were talking about that earlier. I managed to make it through 12th grade, and I moved to California from Chicago. And there were lines in Berkeley for $1.15 an hour for International House of Pancakes dishwashers. I couldn't get a job dishwashing. So I tried a couple of other things, and all I could get was like maintenance, cleaning, things like that. I'm very good at cleaning, by the way, because I had to do it for a couple of years. While I was promoting my first shows, I started in 1974. I did 2 shows in June of 1974, and I had a maintenance job that I got fired from for taking 2 nights off to do these shows.
Oh,
which is the best thing that ever happened to me, because I was falling back on a nowhere gig. And but I always wanted to be this promoter guy, and from going to shows as a kid, and then I came out here and went to the Celebrity Theater, and the next thing you know, I was booking shows in a nightclub, and then I started booking shows in the Coliseum, where the Suns used to play before America West came along downtown. And by the mid-'80s, I was basically the only promoter in the Valley. There was a couple of others, but they didn't really get that much stuff. Everybody's coming to me at that point, and that's when you know you're doing things right is when you have people calling you to do your job for them, as opposed to calling people and saying, like, let me do this. Can I do this? Can I do that?
It's unfair to do this to you as someone who's done decades of shows, but give us one favorite moment of a concert. Remember, this is a blues night. I know you've had experience when I'm reading the book with Muddy Waters and others, but give us one moment. And again, you'll be able to read these great experiences in this book. And for a donation, if you will, of $200 more, Danny will autograph this book for you, and you can have and get access to his own experiences. So Danny, tell us.
Well, you know, it would be difficult for me not to say to you, like, one of our greatest moments was when we had Stevie Wonder play here. And one of the coolest, greatest nights ever of my life was that night. I mean, it's always so cool to have Stevie Wonder say, "Good to see you again."
Yeah.
It just drives me crazy.
It was a great night.
Ray
Yeah,
Charles does the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy how cool those people are. And for us to be in that same stratosphere as him and the governor and this great moment happening, I would say that's way up there.
So Danny, you've got decades of experience. Tell me, what is the single most important advice you give to young people today who are seeking to replicate some measure of your success?
Determine that what it is that you like to do, the thing that interests you the most, that you do really, really good. And what you'll find with just about anything that you like, no matter if it's making ice cream or washing cars or being a promoter, whatever it is that you want to be, number one, you got to be really good at it. I was great at listening to music. I couldn't play music, but I could certainly represent people and talk about music. And that was how I got into it. The other part, by the way, is not giving up, because for 4 years, I didn't make a dime. But I was able to get by somehow, one thing or another. But whatever you do, don't stop until you get all the answers that you need to move forward another step. One step at a time. Keep moving. Don't stop. And you just pursue, and you be relentless, and you don't stop. You keep moving it forward. Just keep playing forward. Be good. Get treated the way you treat people, right? Don't treat people bad, or you're going to get treated bad. It's all of those silly little things that your mom and dad told you when you were growing up, and hopefully your teachers too, where you listen to them. Don't doubt that they have good intentions for you. Pay attention. Listen to what people that are smarter and older have to say to you. If you don't, you follow your own advice. And when you're a kid, and I know kids never want to hear it, I didn't want to hear it when I was a kid, I didn't know what I was thinking. I didn't know what I was doing yet. You have to pay attention and set your goals and your sights around people that you admire until you feel their energy and move the way that you got to move. And you do all those things, you'll become successful.
Friends, the next Danny Zelisko could be at Genesis City.
There's no question.
So we expect you, please, to support what we're doing, all the teachers and the great programs there. Please text 41444 and put Blues Night in the caption. Get this book, absorb these stories, and support the kids at Genesis City.
Congratulations, Genesis City, from Arizona Community Foundation. We support all that you do. We hope you give today and be generous.
I've been connected with Genesis since I think it was founded in the early 90s. It's almost 30 years now. And it's been amazing to watch the organization grow from that humble beginning at Phoenix College into the campus now on East McDowell. I can't imagine the number of alumni that you now count at Genesis, but it's got to be a large number, in the hundreds, and the impact you've had on so many lives is astounding. I'm proud to be a supporter of Genesis, and I'd love to see more of us become even more generous supporters of Genesis.
And now more from the Sugar Thieves.
Yourselves
Every year, we honor an organization that helps us help the kids that we work with. I met Valley Guardians several years ago, and we've been working with them ever since. Basically, what I want to say is thank you. Many of the kids that they helped did not have any hope in their lives, and the Valley Guardians ensured that they were able to make it not only just through high school, but blaze a path to college as well by providing things that they truly needed, not just scholarship money to go to college, but also the things that they just needed to survive. For example, rent money, help with food, help with clothing, all those little things that so many kids take for granted. And the Valley Guardians totally understand the depth of need in the community and how many kids are suffering in poverty and don't have a chance to reach their true potential. The 10 students that the Valley Guardians adopted have all graduated from high school, except for 3 that are still in the program and still persevering in their high school studies and really excelling in leadership and civic engagement. So I would really, really like to honor Valley Guardians for all the work they do in our community and all the work they do for the Genesis City kids.
Thank you, Karen. We're very honored to accept this award on behalf of the Valley Guardians. We love what Genesis City is all about. We know that kids here in the Valley grow up in poverty. They don't have the resources that other kids have. We want to level that playing field the same as Genesis City. And so we created a program with them to help kids get into the system and have clothing, laptops, computers, transportation, anything they really need to pay their rent, and help them bridge that gap so they can focus their attention and time on schooling and success and getting a job and a lot of other different things. And so we're very humbled and very appreciative to accept this award. The Valley Guardians will continue to support Genesis City, and we'll always be here for them.
And I just want to say that we're very honored to support such an amazing organization such as Genesis.
I am who I am today because Genesis at the time had the tools they needed. They had the funds they needed to put into me and my learning and to have me move forward. It's more important now that investors, that anyone willing to give to Genesis can see that it would yield dividends in the future, because there's going to be a bunch of lost kids that were or on the path that I was on that can fall through cracks and be forgotten. So if anyone can, I would really listen to my story and know that from the class of 1998, and I'm still in connection with the high school because that's where my heart is as well.
To the people that are watching this, I would really request that you really consider donating and helping Genesis, because that's one way that you can do this duty. And also, you can also instill in your own children the idea of paying it forward, and how if we help each other, the community at large is in a better place than if we just look out for ourselves.
Greetings, Genesis City. I'm glad to be able to reach out virtually in this environment, in this day and age. And just wanted to recognize the great work that Genesis City does. I encourage the community to participate and donate to support Genesis City so they can continue with their spectacular programs. Excited in a way because Blues Night is virtual. I thought I was going to miss it this year like I did to Back to School, but we'll get to share in your videos and dances and testimonials virtually, and something I'm really looking forward to. So once again, a great group of kids. I view Genesis City as a family and a community. And without it, it would be difficult for a lot of children to actually develop and mature into the spectacular people they are today. I thank you and glad that I could talk to you virtually.
Here we go.
Well, now don't stop doing that. don't stop doing that. Put that there just like that, don't stop doing that. Well, sweet Susie taught me when I was a boy that a heart of a woman ain't no toy. Her legs are long and her eyes were brown. Get the best brown biscuits in this town. She said, don't stop doing that, don't stop doing that. Put that there just like that, don't stop doing that.
I'm so glad to be here with you. This is Barbara Ryan Thompson at Helios Education Foundation. We've been a supporter of Genesis since 2006. Genesis has been an important community partner and an important community asset in Phoenix since 1991, serving students in need and providing educational opportunities. I encourage you to continue to support Genesis. They do a fabulous job and they've been a great partner to us. I hope you all enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dawn Tompkins with Arizona Public Service. A huge shout out to Genesis City for all of the great work they do in the community and developing young people. We've been very involved with them throughout the years and we really appreciate their work. Please join us in sponsoring them and helping them continuing to grow their community.
So we ask you to spread the word about Genesis City. Tell your family, tell your friends, share this video and the link, and also encourage them to be part of the raffle because entries will be taken up until midnight on November 20th and the winners will be announced on the 22nd. Other ways you can support Genesis City is through a tax credit, a dollar-for-dollar match, or the Waste Management Phoenix Open has birdies for charities. If you donate at least $20, they will match 15% of that. Finally, support Genesis City on social media using hashtag #SupportGenesisCity. We hope you enjoyed our virtual Blues Night. We thank you for joining us and we continue to ask for your support.
So I came in the US in 2016 and how I found Genesis, I went to the front office and asked them, is this a school? Can I come and study here? She told me yes. She asked me, how old are you? Do you have any document that shows like you was in school before? And I was like, yes. And the next day when I went there, I met with Karen, and that's how like I started going to school there.
I came from a background, a neighborhood where it was really violent. There's a lot of drugs, and it was easy to get caught up in okay, you're gonna either join the neighborhood, you're gonna sell drugs or do drugs. But regardless, everybody was planning on, okay, when I get to prison, that was their college. So that wasn't the college I wanted to go to, but traditional school wasn't working for me. So when I went to Genesis, I thought in my mind at the same time, what's it gonna hurt for me to try it out? I already saw these other doors, what they had to offer. I got nothing to lose. So what I would say to those young kids about what Genesis can do for them, if you see an opportunity, take it, because you don't want to be at the end of your life or close to it saying, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, where this is one of those opportunities that you take and you run with it.
After my graduation, they helped me with financial aid, how I can start college, and I was ready to go to college in 2017. I've been in college since then, and I finished almost 80 credits and have 40 credits left to complete my bachelor degree. Besides that, I also did a phlebotomy program, which is just drawing blood, and that's the job I'm doing now. I'm planning to go to medical school and one day become a doctor.
I never thought I'd be where I'm at today, honestly, truly, if I did not attend Genesis City and did not meet and develop a very tight bond with the staff that cared very much for me and my well-being, and that they put so much time and effort in me, and it helped me be a very productive member of society, and it helped me just be an overall happy individual.
Genesis opened all my opportunities. From there, I felt like that was when all my blessing began. Yeah.
If I hadn't probably attended or discovered and been a part of Genesis City, I would be in jail or I would be dead. That was my family's prediction.